Retro Cup is the new big format that is coming up on Go Battle League, so today we're gonna check together 4 teams so that you can have a better understanding of the meta, and of course we're gonna check their core breakers along the way, so stay tuned till the end of each team showcase if you want to learn more about each individual team. With that in mind, we're gonna have Altaria for the first team showcase up on the lead, while at the back we're gonna use a safe backline that can also handle the weaknesses that Altaria might have, hence those ice types, because with fairies and steals out of the way, Altaria is much safer than ever to be used on the Great League format of Retro Cup. So we're having now at the back Leaky Tank, and this is the key element for this team success. You need to aggressively switch into your battle, into your matchup with your Leaky Tank, draw out the fighter and then finish it off with your Altaria. Doing so will leave room aside for your Regirock to sweep, and trust me when I say this, Regirock with energy is deadly. It can get to those stone edges super fast, and of course you have access to Earthquake or Focus Blast or even Zap Cannon, and you're gonna be on a very good spot most of the times. You might want to carry Zap Cannon for a weird flyer, but also Stone Edge is gonna be a great asset for you, and if you want to go for Focus Blast, feel free to do so, but if you happen to have an Earthquake one, I think you are not gonna regret it, because Earthquake will deal a lot of damage in no time, your opponent will not expect it, and also you get coverage against the mirror, so why not do that, because Earthquake is really handy most of the times. So the core breaker, the most notable one that I could find for this team, is gonna be unfortunately Sudowoodo, because Sudowoodo with Rock can threat definitely your Altaria, while at the back it has counter, which can be kinda deadly in combination with the Earthquake, but of course you can always play around it. You have a magnificent team here, and I would not be that much worried about Sudowoodo. Now for the next one, we're gonna see Medicham up on the lead, while at the back we're looking at perhaps the strongest backline of this entire video, Noctowl and Frostlass. So much pressure with those charge attacks from this team, you are not gonna regret it. Seals are gonna go down in no time, so that your backline can come in pretty clutch. The only reason that I have Frostlass as my safe switch and not Noctowl is because of the electric types, and electric types might not be around that much, but still they will be, and might be kinda problematic for any flyer out there, but with Frostless around and Medicham, I think you got coverage even against those threats. The only electric type Pokemon that I would be worried about is Emolga and Shadow Zapdos, but Shadow Zapdos, okay, I will leave that aside because I will make a separate video about this Pokemon, because you know how much I love it. But of course for Emolga, which is a core breaker as well for this team, now with the new acrobatics, it is definitely gonna be able to almost one-shot an entire Medicham, while at the back, well, it has kind of a good matchup against your Noctowl. However, it is still kinda glassy, you can play around it, you still got the avalanches from your Frostlass. I could not find any other solid core breaker for this team, that's why I have Emolga here, but I think you definitely play around it. Enough about Emolga, let's see what we have here, because Medicham upon the lead is definitely gonna do a lot of work pressuring the opponent. You definitely need Ice Punch for the flyers, and I believe I recommend going for Psychic as your second charge attack in order to get coverage against other fighters that are gonna be along the way, or just for general damage. This move is pretty awesome. At the back with your Frostlass, of course you know what to do, either Avalanche or Shadow Ball all the way to victory, while your Noctowl is also gonna be there. And what I like about this backline is that it can also protect your Medicham from those ghost types, so here is the synergy for you to grab it and just go all in for it, because this team absolutely is worth it. Now we're looking at a team kinda ABA, because we have a water type up in front, a water type at the back, and in between a flyer. So we all know from the Open Great League format that Swampert with any flyer can work like an amazing core, but for this team I think that you need extra coverage, especially up on the lead against grass types, and none other than Walrein came immediately to my mind. I was about to use Dugong, which is the core breaker as well, instead of Walrein. Feel free to do so if you have one, but I think that Earthquake is a much better deal than Drill Run for this cup. That's why I decided to run my Walrein here as a safe switch, but of course once again you can always replace it with your Dugong, because as a safe switch you can still debuff the opponent, which is pretty crazy. Just Walrein can reach to those Icicle Spears much faster, and Earthquake can be a deadlier move than Driller. It's up to you, I leave it up to you. So at the back we also have the amazing Pidgeot with Brave Birds to knock down the opponents. You got Feather Dance to debuff as well. I have it here as a closer, but feel free to use it as a safe switch or even as a safe lead if you feel like you have to, and play this team as an ABB team style. The rotation is up to you. I think that this team has a lot of ways to play around it, but I recommend going like this with Swampert up on the lead, because Swampert, even against a kind of a bad lead, eventually it will be on a very good spot, especially if you have a sad one. So feel free to experiment with this team, and I think that Earthquake is gonna be your main way to go up in front, because against certain threats, something like a Jellicent for example, or an opposing Walrein, Earthquake can get you out of this difficult situation for sure. As a core breaker here, once again we have Dugong, because it cannot wall Swampert but still has a positive matchup up against it. It can go pretty even against Walrein, and of course the ice moves will not be appreciated at all by your Pidgeot. That said, let's see now what we have for the final one. This is what Retro Cup is all about, to see different Pokemon than Great League coming into action, and today we're gonna use as our fourth team a Mantine upon the lead. At the back Radili with Quagsire. Okay, Quagsire, you have seen this Pokemon also on Great League a lot, especially this season with the new Mud Bomb, but at the back now we have the Rock Slide version of Cradily, and of course up in front Mantine. This team is gonna be pretty strong. I like how crazily good it is on the charge attacks. On the fast attack side, not that great, so if you're looking for a fast team to compete in Retro Cup, this video is not for you, but still Mantine is gonna be one of the best assets that you can use for Retro Cup, especially with the debuffing move Bubble Beam, and also you have on the other hand Ice Beam, which can come in pretty clutch for you. As a closer here, I think that Quagsire is gonna work pretty well, especially with Stone Edge for the flyers, which are gonna dominate the meta, to be honest, and also in combination with the Rock Slide from your Cradily and the Ice Beam from your Mantine, you can get full coverage on that factor for sure. So you can see as to how this team can utilize around that flying enemy factor, and also you can get extra coverage for the fire types, which are non-existent, but still we might see a little bit of Ninetales from Kanto, a little bit of Typhlosion, and even something like a Charizard on Talonflame coming in up against you. So this team can get weird coverage against those Pokemon, and I like it a lot. I recommend it for sure. I will try it out for sure. So yeah, you know it's a good team when Ganeto tries it out as well. So as a core breaker here we have Deoxys, because it has access to Thunderbolt and Rock Slide, and to be honest Thunderbolt is a much more of a deadly move for your Mantine, while at the back the counters will not be appreciated by your Cradily. However, the attack stat of Deoxys is not that great, so you can definitely play around it with your Pokemon, and also Quagsire can have kind of a winningful scenario up against Deoxys. So that is all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and of course subscribe to my channel if you are new to my content. With that said, I have 2 videos for you to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into the next one.